Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to another video. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It is super helpful. So I just got back from Corgs Retro Gaming Convention in Columbus, Ohio, and I want to show you guys the vendor's room floor because it was packed with gaming greatness. A lot of cool stuff, and I filled some holes in my collection. I had some really cool pickups that I'm going to show you guys at the end of this video. So check out the vendor's room floor, all the cool stuff, the guests. Speaking of guests, there was more guests this year than ever before, in addition to having a bigger vendor's room than ever before. David Crane, the creator of Pitfall, was there. Wow, what a legend. Gary Kitchen, who programmed the Atari 2600 version of Donkey Kong, which I still play. Fun version, he was there. Leonard Herman, who wrote the world's first video game history book, was there. The book, Phoenix, is now in its 4th edition. Wow, he was there, a good friend of mine. And there were several other guests, including Rampage creator Brian F. Collin and my good buddy Gamester81, John Lester. So this was just an amazing trip. It was a great time, had so much fun. Saturday night after the show, we had sort of a party at the hotel. And then once it had cleared out, I was just kind of hanging out by myself down there. And who walks in but Warren Davis, the creator of Q*bert. This little guy right here, Q*bert, one of the most iconic video game characters in the history of the industry. Warren and I had a great time. We talked, he's got a book coming out about Q*bert, you know, his time creating Q*bert, his time in the industry. And Warren is an actor as well. He's been in shows like The Middle. But anyway, we hung out and talked for about 45 minutes to an hour, just talking about, you know, writing books and other stuff. He's been a friend of mine for a while now. Great guy. Anyway, I want to get you guys to the convention floor, to the vendor's room, so I will shut my mouth. Check out this awesome, just this great retro gaming convention. And if you went to Corgs, please let me know in the comments your experience there, what you picked up or whatever, and just what conventions have you gone to this year. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you at the end of the video with my pickups. I had some great stuff, including some really cool ColecoVision stuff, so check it out. Thanks for watching. All right, here we are at the Big Run Sports Complex in Columbus, Ohio. It's a new venue for Corgs this year. It's a much bigger venue. This is the biggest this show has ever been. And there is a ton of cool stuff out here, including Gary, one of the co-runners of the show. It has been an awesome show. Raffles, prizes, lots of games, panels. I'm going to show you guys. There's some really rare stuff out here, some really interesting games. And it is the afternoon, but there is still a ton of stuff for sale. The place is still rocking and rolling. Got some Intellivision homebrews. Love the homebrew scene. Wow, the old digital press guides. A lot of people tracked their collections back in the day before, you know, it was so easy just to hop online and check out lists of games and prices and everything. Great stuff. Historical. The great Michael Thomason, the author of Downright Bizarre Games. Excellent book. Did you guys know they made a trackball for the PlayStation? The only game it works well for is Crystal Castles. All the other games like Centipede and Millipede, Missile Command, is terrible. And here's some guy named Leonard Herman, wrote the world's first video game history book. This is volume 4. Excellent stuff. A must own for anybody interested at all in video game history. And if you don't know what the brown box is, Google it right now and check it out. It is an amazing piece of video game history. I'm set up here. I've done pretty well today, sold quite a few books. I'm down to, hey, it is Gamester81, John Lester.
Here we go, how's it going?
Going well. So John and I, we are roomies at this show, and it's been a lot of fun. I hope I didn't snore too much.
Only a little bit. No,
Only a little bit.
no, it's all good.
But John's been awesome. He's been helping me run my table. Been having a great time. We did a panel. And so let's get away from John and this real boring part of the show. Free books, free books. let's get over here to where the games are at. You guys want to see the games and some of the other guests. Hey, it's Ryan Berger, publisher of Old School Gamer Magazine. And if you don't subscribe to Old School Gamer Magazine, you do not know what you are missing. Spoiler alert, I do write for the magazine, and it is awesome. You guys should definitely go to oldschoolgamer.com and check it out. Hey, it's Warren Davis, the creator of Qbert. Hey.
I didn't want to just buy.
Awesome. And he's got a book coming out.
I try to put stuff together.
On creating Qbert, about his history in the video game industry and the creation of one of the most iconic games of all time. And we've got Gary Kitchen, creator of Donkey Kong for the 2600, and the legendary David Crane, creator of Pitfall, one of the most iconic games of all time. And Brian Collin. Rampage, he is all over it. Creator of Rampage and just an amazing figure in gaming history. He's worked on so many games. There is his smiling, handsome mug right there. And in person. Great booth.
Smiling and not as handsome in person. That's better in the old photograph.
Well, it is late in the day and we're all pretty tired. Our Travel Spy Hunter, just incredible, guys. So we're going to go down some more rows here and check out. We're going to get to the game soon. Let's go over here. Let's get right into the heart of where the games are at. That's what you guys want to see. There's actually quite a bit of rare stuff here, more so than in shows past. You know, of course, there's a lot of common stuff as well. You got your garden variety PS2 and NES stuff. But we will show you guys some rares. Now, here's an interesting booth. They just brought out a ton of tubs of magazines. You know, before the internet was prevalent, people went to magazines for their tips, their tricks, their news. And sadly, magazines are largely a thing of the past, other than a few anomalies like Old School Gamer Magazine. That is a lot of magazines. Somebody cleared out their entire collection, looks like. Oh, check it out, guys. It's one of the rarities I was talking about. Troubleshooter for the Genesis. Highly sought after shooter, obviously by the title. Really cool game. There's so many great shooters for the Genesis. This one's getting tougher and tougher to find. Enter Dragon Saga. That's a toughie. Very highly desired game for the Saturn.
Oh yeah.
Shove It. I remember buying stacks of these at electronic discount sales in Arlington, Texas, between Dallas and Fort Worth. It was just a closeout store. They had stacks and stacks of these for like $2.50 a piece, and I remember selling them on eBay. This was years ago, 15 years or so ago.
If I don't get that, I'm always like, nah, this game's
Maybe longer. Guy Aris, one of the greatest shooters of all time. Alf for the Master System. Any of you guys ever play that? What a strange train wreck of a game that is. Oh, this is fun. Cute puzzler. Neo Geo stuff.
Yeah. That's great.
Very cool. Super Mario Kart 64. Slab it and it'll be worth thousands. Game Gear. Excellent. Game Gear was my handheld of choice back in the day. I preferred it to the Game Boy because of the color and the backlit screen. Echo the Dolphin. Tides of Time. This is a sequel, but or Echo the Tides of Time is a sequel to Echo the Dolphin. But that game, that series is so interesting. It's basically a genre unto itself, like no other games, really. Fire Shark. I was just playing that the other day. I put it on easy mode and made it to level 9 pretty easily. So I'm thinking I'm going to play the hard mode next, but it's a killer shooter. Ooh, guys, check this out. We've got a Jaguar CD in the box. $1,000 with games. Pretty cool. Oh, and I want to show you guys this. This is a box of absolute treasure here. When I was a kid, I would stand at Safeway and just read these magazines because I couldn't afford to buy very many. But boy, I loved these back in the day. And if I wasn't flying home, I would definitely, I bought a few of these. I'll show you guys at the end of this video. If I wasn't flying home, I would buy more. Just don't have room on the plane. But great stuff, man. Appreciate it. All right, let's go on this way. See what else we got here. Communist Mutants from Space, one of my favorite game titles. Threshold, really cool shooter, and I really like the orange cartridge. That really stands out. Pretty fun shooter. Sort of like, you know, Space Invaders, Gore, Galaga, that kind of game. Resident Evil 2. A lot of people cite that as their favorite Resident Evil game, maybe next to Resident Evil 4, which is 4 is my personal favorite, but 2 is probably my second favorite. All right, let's get over here. Check out the scope. While I'm over here, I just want to kind of see the scope of this place. Pretty big venue. It's in a basketball gym, and yeah, really roomy. What nice wide aisles. Lethal Enforcer. I have some gamer friends of mine came over that are really into Westerns, and they don't really, are non-gamer friends, and they're really into Westerns. And we played Lethal Enforcers one afternoon. They absolutely loved it because they love Westerns, but they don't care anything about video games. But they had a blast with that. It was a lot of fun. So if you have friends that don't play games, but you know of a particular genre from other fields that they like, maybe you can get them interested in games. You know, they like Western movies, and they enjoyed Lethal Enforcers. It was pretty cool. I don't know if either one of them has played a video game since, but it was a fun afternoon. Remember, CD-ROM collections were kind of a big thing in the publishing industry. Now you just go online and Marvel has their app and everything where you can read the old comics. Ooh, some really rare 2600 stuff there. Nice. Don't see these every day, especially in the box. Demon Attack, one of the all-time greats. I remember when it came out, boy, the critics just went nuts over it. The smooth animation, dynamic gameplay, great shooter. A lot like Phoenix. I'm actually looking for Breakout 2000 for the Jaguar, but I haven't seen it here. But they've got a really nice selection otherwise. Great stuff here, including Raiden. Really nice version for the Jaguar. Great shooter. Big shooter fan if you can't tell. And some more common 2600 stuff. All right, we are about halfway through the convention hall here. Edutainment. Warning, edutainment. Ooh, there's a pretty hard to find Street Fighter game on the PS1. It's a giant skee ball game. Pretty well. Got old board games, including Pac-Man. That's actually a pretty fun Pac-Man board game to play. Scrapyard Dog, the closest thing that the 7800 has to Super Mario Brothers. Got some nice pixel art going. Check this out, Mattel Aquarius computer, factory sealed. Seems like a bargain for $150, but here it is, still sitting here. Nice. 5200, love that system, even though the controller's pretty wonky. Always love seeing NES stuff in the box, and Super NES. Tetris Attack. I would play that game, and I got decent at it, but I would find myself just flailing away at the buttons and not using that much of a strategy. But it was still fun. Ooh, the Telstar Arcade, $100, not bad. The pre-ColecoVision console from Coleco. Corgs Con. Fun show for sure, with a lot of cool merch. Ooh, including Knuckles Chaotix. That's getting to be a real tough one.
Trade in.
Check out this vintage Atari stuff. Excellent. Did you know you could play 2600 games on the 5200? Not as common as the ColecoVision adapter that you could play 2600 games, but it is a thing. I have a boxed one. I don't ever use it. I just play 2600 games on my actual 2600, but it's nice to have. Ooh, challenge set, $250, missing the game. Super Mario Bros. 3 is a pretty easy game to find, so you could fill out that set pretty easily.
It's got everything with it.
It's one of my favorite Master System games, Shinobi. A few computer games there. Check it out, the Atari 2600 adult games. In the box, looking really nice too. They're actually, you know, fairly playable. Trackball controller for the 5200. The 5200 trackball is amazing. It has really good like arcade type hardware. It works great with Centipede and even Space Invaders. You can use it for a few games you wouldn't necessarily think of that aren't trackball games, but you can use the trackball for them. All right, let's go over here. Some more art, very nice. The rare Pokemon Oreos market. I actually did see those in the grocery store, and I wasn't hungry for Oreos, and I didn't buy any.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have about 5 more minutes into the raffle. 5 more minutes into the raffle.
Little Japanese action there with the Famicom and the Super. I have a Super Famicom, and just a Famicom clone. I'd like to get an original Famicom. I love the design. Oh, Electronaut, one of the best homebrew companies in the business. Love DK Arcade. Excellent. It's one of the tougher later Intellivision games after INTV had taken over the company from Mattel. Ooh, a boxed Odyssey. Original Magnavox Odyssey. Excellent. Ed Ladden does amazing controls for ColecoVision and other vintage consoles. Pretty cool. These tabletops are always fun. I don't have this one, but I've got a few in my collection. They just look great on the bookshelf in my game room. Bump and Jump, one of the best in television games ever. Bump and Jump, it's an amazing port on that console. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up pretty soon here. I'm gonna, last but not least, over here, I'm gonna show you guys, not this table, but briefly, get to in a second. Just want to see a couple of strange things here. Hey, some satanic literature of that bent. Check it out over here, guys. The guy that runs this place, Gary Carnucci, he uses these cool, old school vintage sheets. Really like this Cylon design here on the Battlestar Galactica. That is awesome. He brought a bunch of games, and he says they're all duplicates because he's not selling his collection, you know, the games he wants to keep. It's all duplicates. And here's the man himself, Gary Carnucci.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Owner and organizer of Corgs Retro Gaming Expo. Gary, is there anything you want to say about this show and next year's show? Come one, come all to Columbus, Ohio.
You said it, man.
Yeah, I said it.
I'm hoping it's bigger.
You're hoping it's bigger. Yeah. There you go. That's what she said.
It was that's great.
It was a good show.
We had a great show. It's a great venue. It's light. You know, a lot of light here, so
yeah.
No dark spots. Great lighting and great crowd and a special guest. First time we had David Crane and Gary Kitchen.
Yeah, amazing.
So,
legends in the industry.
That's great. And with you guys too. I had you for several years now, and it's always great to have you because you're always going to get that person that comes to the last show.
Right.
So it's not like it's always the same person coming in here.
Right.
So you're not always the same vendor to everyone.
Yeah.
To some, but not everyone.
So next year you're doing it in May?
May 14th is already set. So May 14th is probably going to be, but if I need to change to May 21st, because I want for people to come if they can't make it, I will work around their schedule.
All right, May Corgs Retro Gaming Expo in May of 2022. So we'll look forward to that next year.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, guys. All right, that wraps it up, guys. Let me know in the comments if you saw anything super cool that you can't, you know, that you would just absolutely love to get your hands on. Let me know if you've ever been to Corgs and what you thought of that show. Looks like they're doing the final raffle of the day. So we'll sign off. We will talk to you guys in another video. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. All right, here we go, guys. My pickups from Corgs. The reason I'm showing these two games in the same frame is because I got them for just $2 each from vendor Michael Thomason, who used to hold the record for the world's largest video game collection according to Guinness. And he had these in just a box. He was blowing stuff out for $2 each, so I'll gladly pick these up. Tournament Cyberball, will be a new addition to my Lynx collection. And I've never played Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22. Looks like a fighting game, so I'm excited to try that one out. I like me some fighters. Very cool stuff for the price, you know, complete, really nice condition. I picked up Turmoil 2022. Now let me tell you why I grabbed that one. It's from 8-Bit Millie Games. I got this game because there's a dark horse, a hidden gem, if you will, for the 2600 called Turmoil. And it's a great game, absolutely love it. Super cool shooter. And 8-Bit Millie Games did this, I don't know if it's a reimagining or a sequel or whatever it is, but I had to pick it up because I love me some ColecoVision, I love me some Turmoil, and I had to get this homebrew. I will put a link where you can get this game in the description of this video. Now, speaking of ColecoVision, now here's my biggest pickup from the show. Check this out, guys, from Ed Ladden Controllers, the Super Combo. Now you can tell Ed what colors you want for the buttons and the joystick. Now, you ColecoVision fans will figure out why I chose those button colors. Let me know in the comments. But check out the joystick. There were quite a few different colors for the joystick. I chose this clear red one. Now, if you are a hardcore video game fan, you may know the reason I selected that color. Should I give you a hint? Yeah, I'll give you a hint. Think movies. Let me know in the comments. So yeah, Ed, great guy. I traded some books, threw in a little cash, got this. Really excited about this. Just an amazing controller. I was playing it earlier. I'll probably do a video on this controller if I get a chance. I might review it. But just to let you know, it works great. Great arcade style controller for the ColecoVision. Played some Cosmic Avenger and it was just working awesome. Love it. Comes with this sticker and this certificate of authenticity. Really cool stuff, guys. And you can also use it for your 2600 and 7800. Now, a lot of you guys don't like the 7800 controller, the stiff joystick and those awkward side buttons that give you tired thumb, tired hand. So you might want to pick up one of these. Really cool. Now, Old School Gamer magazine was set up at Corgs. Here's the latest issue, and I do write for the magazine. Really cool. I don't even know if they had this magazine at the show. They were giving away their free convention program version, convention issue of Old School Gamer. But this is the latest issue that I got in the mail. So go to oldschoolgamer.com if you want to check them out and maybe give them a sub. Now, speaking of magazines, look at these babies. I love me some Electronic Games magazine and old video game magazines in general. Check this one out by Creative Computing. I have never seen this one before, or at least in my hands. I might have seen a picture of it somewhere, but this is new to my collection and I've never read this one, so I'm really excited to dig into this one. Back in the day, I would go to 7-Eleven and read the magazines on the stands, and they would tell me to get out. This ain't no library, so I would go to Safeway, the grocery store, and they didn't care. I would stand there for hours just reading all these old, not old at the time, these awesome video game magazines. Electronic Games is my favorite magazine of all time. I grabbed this issue. Video maze games, a lot of you guys know that's one of my favorite genres, and I'm curious about this pop culture article with Superman, Spider-Man, Conan, Tron. Electronic Games just had such beautiful production values. Just an amazing magazine. And got this Tron issue, of course. Big time Tron fan. This magazine was a special edition. It was the first annual. Well, there were two annuals. And it's a software encyclopedia as opposed to just a regular issue of the magazine. Tons and tons of, write-ups, reviews of a lot of games. And this is much harder to find than a standard issue of the magazine, the two software encyclopedias. Volume 2 is even harder to find than this one. But these are in such excellent shape, I had to grab them. Alright guys, if you went to Corgs, comment, let me know what you thought of the show, what you picked up, and just let me know in general, what gaming conventions have you gone to this year? What would you recommend I go to moving forward? Alright guys, thanks for watching, thank you for subscribing, I really appreciate it. We will talk to you in another video.
If you're a fan of my work, you might want to consider supporting me on Patreon. For just a low fee each month, you get a lot of extra content. Another way to support the channel and my writing career is to buy books direct from me, including the 100 Greatest Console Video Games, the Classic Home Video Game Series. It's like an encyclopedia set. And this massive bad boy, the NES Omnibus Volume 1 A through L. I will put links in the description of this video where you can buy books direct from me and where you can support me on Patreon. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.